Hey, this is Genesis with Genesis, the beginning of something beautiful. I wanted to come to you guys and I wanted to give some clarity to all of my divine feminines, even the masculines if you're listening. um, I wanted to let you guys know something. Okay, first of all, the system of white supremacy patriarchy is nothing more than an inverted matriarchy. Now, what our our divine masculines were doing, they were operating in inverted matriarchy of the inverted patriarchy. I know it sounds confusing, but basically they were trying to operate in our system in an inversion twice. So one thing I've noticed in a lot of these karmic females, let's say the main karmic in the relationship with your the masculine, your the man that was supposed to be your twin flame, your genetic counterpart, a lot of them think that they knew the karmic before they knew you. Because what happened was these main karmics, they were able to jump in the bloodlines of your divine masculines. These entities technically are not related to them. When the Andromedan bloodline was coming out of home court advantage, the reptilian bloodline, the Galactic Federation, they were able to infiltrate the family lineages, the family trees, and the genetic bloodlines of the Andromedan bloodline. The Galactic Federation, they were able to infiltrate the Galactic Council through the bloodlines. I hope that makes sense. So a lot of these men, the masculines, these karmic whores that they had gotten with, a lot of them knew these bitches when they were children. A lot of these karmics, if they had been from another country or things like that, they were coming here and posing as if they were American, but really they were from other nations and other regions, posing and pretending as if they were the divine feminine that resides in this region, being America. Now, keep in mind, everything is inverted in that system and everything is a lie. And divine masculine, I'm sure he's totally confused right now, because he thought that the main karmic at least, he thought that he knew her before he knew you, divine feminine. But that's impossible, because if you guys are from the same genetic extraterrestrial lineage and the same bloodline, you were a 5D relationship. For instance, my relationship with my genetic Andromeda insectilian male was a 5th, 6th, 7th dimensional relationship. So you guys were together. You guys were put here on this planet before he met the karmic. We were already matriarchy. The karmic actually came later on. Now, what happened, because the because the Galactic Federation, those entities being the reptilian, the draconian, the gray, the insectilian, and the Duro reptilian. Once we came out of home court advantage, that's when they then jumped into the Andromedan bloodlines from the Andromedan Council. That was after matriarchy was coming offline, and you and your twin flame, what ended up happening, you guys lost touch. So you guys lost touch when matriarchy came back online, 5D, 5th dimensional realm living came back online. The Andromeda insectilian, for instance, such as myself, the first person that that I was placed back with was my Andromeda insectilian with Anunnaki on the recessive side, male. In order for us to be together, hopefully my genetics would spark him so he could become a walk-in. So when you all got back together, these bloodlines from the Reptilian Federation, the Galactic Federation, the Insectilian, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Gray, the Duro Reptilian, when you found your genetic counterpart, your Andromeda insectilian male, these bloodlines had infiltrated his family, had infiltrated his bloodline. So it appeared, or it looked as if these karmic bitches knew him before you did. But actually it was the other way around, because the relationship you have with your genetic counterpart is ancient. Is of the ancients, is of the gods, is of the ancestors, because you are your ancestors. Just think about it. How can, on this planet is female based, and it started as soul energy. How can a soulless being, a second dimensional being, know your Andromeda insectilian male, which is a 5th dimensional being who started out as a fifth dimensional being, how would she have been able to know him before you did? It's just that your relationship, you and the your Andromeda insectilian male and the Andromeda insectilian women, your relationship is more ancient. Your relationship is ye that of the gods. So it was there before the karmic. It's just that you and your genetic counterpart, you guys lost touch. So when you got back in contact with each other, these entities had jumped into the bloodlines. So these karmics are out here saying that a lot of them felt like they were mad at the divine feminine because they want to be the divine feminine. They had jumped into the bloodlines already, and they wanted to take your place. And they're mad because the men, they feel like the men left them for us. Some of our Andromeda insectilians, our genetic bloodline counterparts, ended up marrying us, even though he knew the karmic bitch before he knew us. So she felt like you came after the fact, but it was really the other way around. It was really the other way around. Another thing that I'm seeing, a lot of these entities, these karmic bitches from the Galactic Federation, when they got with the masculine, because he's not of the same bloodline, they have no genetic alliance with him, no extraterrestrial alliance with him. They end up still choosing over him, the karmic, and marrying men from the Galactic Federation. And then they team up together and steal divine masculine's resources. You know, the same thing he did to us. Took everything from the matriarchy, from 5D, the Andromedan Council, the Galactic Council, and took it all over to the bitch. Then the karmic bitch. Then she takes his resources, marries her genetic counterpart, being the reptilian, if she had reptilian on her recessive side, and gives all his money to her legal husband. You know, shit like that. But I just want to get the clarity on that. You know, I'm thinking that under the masculine, he probably thought that the karmic bitch was his twin flame or his, his soulmate or some shit. First of all, how can you have a soulmate when you don't have a soul? Second of all, how can that relationship be more, when two people don't have a soul, there's no longevity in that relationship. You can get with anybody that don't have a soul, get together, fuck for resources, and team up, and then come against the divine feminine to destroy and take her anointing. I mean, it doesn't take much to do that. You know, so that's a very, I just want to say, anytime you have a karmic relationship, anytime you have a soulless relationship with two soulless beings, that's a very temporary relationship. Look it up. Karmic relationships are very temporary. You know, they may seem so real or so passionate in the beginning, but the whole thing is bullshit. They're only there to mirror back to you all of the flaws that you've projected on your twin flame relationship. So you will be able to appreciate who your twin flame really is. So you'll be able to know who your twin flame really is. And that's what the karmic relationships are there for. They're very temporary. It's impossible for you to have known the karmic twin or your karmic twin before your divine genetic counterpart. Two soul beings are eternal. They have an infinite love, an eternal love. And when two soul beings get together, they're only picking up where they left off. They're only picking up where they left off. It's like when I met my husband, I felt like I was talking to an old friend. It felt like when I first met my husband, the first conversation we had, it felt like I hadn't seen him in 20 years. And then when I saw him again, we were just picking up where we left off. That's a soul-to-soul connection, a soul-to-soul relationship. If you don't have a soul-to-soul connection, those karmic relationships are very temporary. So I just wanted to clarify that because I think there's a lot of karmic bitches running around talking about they knew the masculine before we did. No, that's not the case, but you enjoy and you have fun with his broke ass while that motherfucker ain't got no job and shit like that because we don't want him no way. But I just wanted to clarify that. And you know how the Bible talks about, you know, man will trade in his inheritance for a hill of beans. You know, his inheritance relied and rested in the divine feminine. Divine masculine's inheritance, it lies and it rests in the divine feminine. He gave it up for a hill of beans. A reptilian, an insectilian, a Duro reptilian, a gray, or whatever the fuck, a Draco, all on the Galactic Federation, which is now the losing team. Okay? It's such the losing team, all the Galactic Federation, which is now the losing team. The Galactic Federation is such a losing team. Even Bill Gates has opted out of the Galactic Federation. He's cut his ties. He's cut his alliance with the Galactic Federation because he knows the shoe is going to drop. He knows that it's over. Okay? So, I just wanted to explain that. I hope I didn't. I was just trying to, make sure I explained it as thoroughly as I could, because my goal is in explaining this, I'm uninverting disinformation. Everything that we've been taught in the third dimension, white supremacy, patriarchy, was a lie. Everything was a lie, a lie, a lie, a lie. It's really sad, so I just wanted to say that. Another thing too, a lot of these males, they have divine masculines, they have children all over the place with various entities all over the place that they don't even take care of. But the children they have with the main karmic, they're very concerned about those particular children. Why is that? One reason is, for instance, I have a divine masculine. He baby mamaed a Duro reptilian. They tried to pass this bitch off as if she was from over here, as if she was American, but really she was from another region. The whole family of children that he has with this creature are Duros. All 3 to 4 of the children that he has, I think he has 3 children with her, 2 boys and a girl. None of the children are his. She has 3 different baby daddies. One of the baby daddies is his own brother. None of the children are his. 0. She has her first child is by her reptilian legal husband. Her second child is by his brother, who's Andromedan insectilian with reptilian on the recessive side. Her third child is by another young man who is Andromedan insectilian with a little bit of reptilian on the recessive side. And the Andromedan insectilian with Anunnaki on the recessive side, her fake husband, is taking care of all the children with his money. How dumb are you? How stupid are you? She's played you in that order, in a genetic order. It's funny. You better be careful how you treat the life force, because the life force will slap your ass back. But then again, we don't have to, because the Galactic Federation is doing it for us. So clearly you got played. Clearly you got played. So, this is what happened. So my thing is, think about it. You were birthed from the winning team, the Andromedan bloodline, a 5th dimensional bloodline at least starting. You went down to the 2nd dimension and created a family with a Duro reptilian who's in the 2nd dimension. At best. None of the children that she has even belong to you. But you're so concerned about those children. Let me tell you why. A lot of these entities, they're practicing the worship of the anus. A lot of soulless beings, they like having sex with their own children. It's really sick. So what you think she didn't turn out to be, you're hoping that this Duro family turns out to be that. The Duro is a cursed bloodline. It's cursed genetically. It's a genetically inferior bloodline. It's a 2nd dimensional bloodline. And it's cursed manifestation-wise. It's cursed financially, the Duro and the Duro reptilian. It don't get no more losing team than that. And you've created a whole family of them that has jumped into your bloodline completely to devour you. Now, I'm not trying to talk about nobody's kids, whether they're soulless kids or not. It's crazy because it's like, not to call anybody kids gremlins or, hatching. But what I'm trying to say is you had this being that jumped, this Duro reptilian that had jumped into your bloodline. So when you union with this being, it brought 3 more entities of the same type, Duros, to jump into the bloodline. And these entities aren't even related to you. And this is how they did it. This is how they did it. And see, a lot of times they jumped into the bloodline. And she's probably passing off to you as if she's your family member. So that means what you thought, unioned and made a baby mama of one of your family members, one of your cousins. So you could keep resources within the bloodline. She turns around and legally married a reptilian. She stuck to her bloodline. She did exactly what you should have done. And you didn't. So, the masculine, we can go on and on about this. I love talking about this stuff. Because it just helps to uninvert things for me. This is therapy for me. All I can say is divine masculine. It sucks to be him right now. So this entity has made generational curses on your bloodline that you're going to suffer and pay for, divine masculine. It's totally and completely replaced the family that you once had with your Andromedan and Sectilian female counterpart, with a team of Duros, the entire family. And they're not even related to you. I hope you have a good night's sleep tonight, divine masculine. Sleep tight and don't let the Duros bite. So once again, this is Genesis. With Genesis, the beginning of something beautiful. I'm just bringing you some prophetic, information. I guess you could say intel. I wouldn't even call it prophetic. But thank you guys. It's important for us to clean up the bloodlines. Be careful who you union with. Be careful who you have children with, who you marry. I guess divine masculine don't care. He's creating a hell for himself. He's created a hell from himself. So thank you guys. Once again, this is Genesis with Genesis, the beginning of something beautiful. Bye.